Hello there, men, and welcome to the Masculinism Movement channel, a place for men to be men and talk about masculinity and men's issues. I'm your host, Brian Crawl, and today I'm going to be talking about how women are bad companions. But first, for you men out there who this video is for, who might actually like this video, the like button there is really helpful to the channel, just in case you didn't know. And I really do need it because, any women out there who do see this are going to be hitting the dislike button and causing the YouTube algorithm to be suppressing my content. So your help is really needed. But now on to how women are such bad companions. First, they are not fun or funny themselves. They need to be entertained for there to be any fun. This is something that Hugh Man talked about in one of his well-worded videos, which I always love listening to. And is something that I've always noticed is that on dates or in any male-female interaction, I'm always the one trying to make things fun. The one making jokes, the one providing entertainment, trying to do enjoyable activities together. And women don't really contribute fun to interactions. They leech off of the fun that men create. Even female comedians really aren't that funny. And another thing is women's taste in entertainment, from music to movies to art, is often very poor and silly. Most of them can't handle dark or serious themes. Most of them don't understand music theory and don't really have an appreciation for the art of music. All they really want is for things to be sort of lighthearted and fun and upbeat and such. Their taste in the arts is just poor and silly. Like, a lot of the things that they think are good are just so ridiculous and bad. And I know you men out there know what I'm talking about. If any of you have ever let a woman you are dating talk you into watching one of these chick flicks with her, a movie made by women for women, is going to be one of the least artistic, least entertaining movies you will ever see. They are just so incredibly stupid and childish. A lot of these chick flicks look like they were made by teenage girls. It's just ridiculous. And women actually think this stuff is good and pay for these types of entertainment. It's just ridiculous. And then when it comes to food is always the man's responsibility to provide. When he is spending time with a female companion, it's his job to feed her. All right, she's not going to cook for him. She's not going to take him out to a restaurant. It's his job to do one of those things. And women will, of course, be critics, since they're all foodies these days, even though they, can't cook and don't really have any culinary knowledge. They do get treated to a lot of fancy restaurants by a lot of men on what are now called foodie calls. All right, so just know that she has high standards when it comes to food, even though she doesn't cook or know anything about it. You had better provide food that is up to par to her tastes. And then when it comes to entertainment and, doing things together, making plans, women never know what they want to do. They are horrible at making decisions and plans and taking action. Doing anything with them means that you are going to be doing all of the work and basically acting like a parent or a assistant or manager, or secretary. You're going to have to do all the scheduling and the logistics and take care of everything. So that really takes away from the experience as a man. And women are not intellectual or deep and are incapable of having deep intellectual conversations unless the man does all the conversation work. And even then, most women are too vapid and superficial to even be interested in those types of talks. There's a reason why all the philosophers of all time have always been entirely men. And even if you get a girl who's on the deeper side, it's still going to be shallow compared to what, we men as intellectuals consider to be deep thinking. And, a lot of her ideation is just going to be very underdeveloped and immature. She's not going to bring anything to the table intellectually. And speaking of psychology, women are too neurotic to have healthy emotional connections. But instead, you'll get emotional toxicity from her in all manner of drama and manipulation and, negative negative emotions of all different kinds and mental health concerns as well. So for instance, in spite of the fact that they bring nothing to the table and have really nothing to offer the man as a partner, which if you don't already know this, check out the video that I made on that linked below. But in spite of this, they will act very entitled and will try to coerce the man into getting locked down and, become very jealous and toxic in trying to. And due to this entitlement, in spite of the fact that they have nothing to offer him, they are also very demanding of him. It's something that I also illustrated in that video. And being around someone with a demanding, entitled attitude is extremely miserable. And you can see what they're doing here is using and exploiting the man. And all of this comes from narcissism and egomania, because the modern woman thinks she is a queen, and thus she treats her man like a slave. And something that goes along with this narcissistic, egoic entitlement is stubbornness, in that it is her way or the highway. Everything must be done in the way that she wants and not you, and she's always going to be right and you are always going to be wrong, even when she actually is wrong and does wrong to you at certain times. And being with someone like that is just a terrible experience, and they will even find ways of justifying mistreating you or behaving abusively to you. All right, and they do all this because they don't have the man's best interest in mind. All right, so they are just naturally going to be a bad and unhealthy influence on him. They aren't there to help you and make you happy. They're there to get you to help them and make them happy. And these feelings will only deplete over time as well. And they will demand more and more in order to, have that same feeling. And it's not just that women are different and have different preferences and opinions and such than men do, okay? It is that they are not good companions in general, because the same even proves to be true for other women. Women don't even make good companions with other women in lesbian relationships. All right, lesbian relationships have an even greater failure rate and abuse rate than heterosexual ones do. So the hard truth is that women just aren't good partners for anyone. They simply do not make good companions. All right, someone had to say it, and I guess it had to be me. So that concludes this talk. I hope I mansplained that well enough for you guys out there. Thanks for listening. Be sure to share your own thoughts and opinions on how females make bad companions by commenting below. I know that I probably missed a lot, so make sure that you share your experiences of how women have been bad partners to you. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and share these messages with everyone by sharing the video on social media and talking about these things too. And lastly, check out the links in the description below for other resources for your masculine personal development, living the life you want to as an independent man. And if you can afford to donate, please do so with the PayPal link below, because your support funds me doing this work and fighting the good fight for men like you. And you can stay tuned for the next video coming out soon, which will be on what women want. And make sure you subscribe so you be notified when that is. And until then, take care of yourselves, men, because no woman out there is going to.